So Judy and I did take our coffee and wander around Drake 7 Dees on Shoals Ferry Road, and we found some great plants that are going to give you amazing color for the rest of the summer. Let's start right out with this wonderful little variegated thing down here. This is a Hydrangea. Now it is a perennial and it will completely die back to the ground each year, but then it comes up with this amazing variegated leaf which really pops on its own, and then it blooms with these bright yellow daisy-like blooms. The great thing about Hydrangea is it really just goes on and on once it starts blooming. Now you do want to have some decent drainage for it, and it will take a lot of sun, but because of the lightness of the leaves, you might want to give it some late afternoon shade at least.
Well, you might have another variegated shrub that I found. This is called Caryopteris, or bluebeard, and I love this foliage. And then as a bonus, later in the midsummer to late summer, you get these bright blue flowers that are just gorgeous. Now this is a deciduous shrub, meaning it's going to lose its leaves, and then it's going to get about 2 foot tall by about 2 foot wide. But what a great accent in a border.
Yeah, yes indeed. And right in front of it are caladiums. Now you know in the more tropical climates of the States, these can be planted outside and they're beautiful and they just go and go and go, and they're full shade plants. But you can also grow them here in Oregon. They do great in containers. You can buy the bulbs in the spring, and I love them in containers because then you can use them in a patio, and they just keep on going and going and going. They do like consistent moisture, so you don't ever want to let them go dry, and you'll know immediately if the amount of sun that hits it is too much because they burn very, very quickly. But for the color that they give in the leaf alone, well worth the effort.
Yeah, it is beautiful. And look how it is paired with this beautiful hydrangea called Everlasting Revolution. Now this is a tiny one. It's only going to get up to 2 foot tall, and it's such beautiful flowers. They're a little smaller than like the traditional hydrangeas that we know, but I love it that the flowers are ever changing. They'll come out one color, and as they mature, you get all this different kind of pigments in it. So there's pink and white and green. Now this is going to take full sun to a little bit of shade in the afternoon. If you do have it in more sun, make sure that it stays moist. So you want to make sure you give it good deep water and mulch it so it retains the moisture.
Yeah. You know, and one of my favorite plants, Judy, is gardenias. They're such a great plant. They're beautiful. And because of the work that's been done on them, a lot of them can actually survive in the Pacific Northwest now. This one is Gardenia Summer Snow, and you can see by the size of the blooms that they're just massive. The fragrance is absolutely delightful. It's an evergreen shrub. Now, the thing with gardenias is they really, really want superb drainage. So you have to make sure wherever you plant it that it has that. They will also take an awfully lot of sun. Now, on this, if it really, really gets hot, like 95 degrees, you might want to give them afternoon shade. But generally, they're very easy plants to have. They're easy to prune, and once they start blooming, I mean, you can see all over here.
Look at all those
Look at the
buds.
size of these buds, and they're covered. So they're going to be blooming for a really, really long time. And then once that opens, you've got the fragrance of gardenias. It's delightful.
Oh, it's one of my favorites. I love having it on the deck right where I'm sitting in the evening. It's just gorgeous. And then here's this Agapanthus, which I think that this is one of the coolest plants because you have this great foliage. This one's going to get about 2 foot with the foliage, but then you get these dark indigo flowers, and it's actually called indigo blue. And it's a round flower with lots of little florets in it. It's a big ball of color that comes up outside of over the foliage.
Yeah.
Just love it. Full sun, good drainage. Keep it a little bit moist during the summertime. Again, you want to mulch it to keep in that moisture. And once the flowers go, you still have this cool foliage. It looks like a grass. It gives you some motion in the border. Just a really nice plant for your summer garden.
So we found all of this stuff out here at Drake 7 Dees, and it really is fun because it's not a huge nursery, but they're constantly changing stuff, so they have fresh stuff all the time. For more information, you can go to gardentime.tv. We'll click you over to their website.